So, hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Oral Rocket cards. I've already read these cards, but I kind of just skimmed over them, so noticed a few things on the reread, but alright. So, we have effective Tri-Boral Dragon. You can target one face-up card you control and one Dark Dragon monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card on the field, and if you do, add that other monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this effect, pretty standard, pretty meh, right? But if we look at specifically like Boral Shroud and Breach Boral, these cards will be a little bit different. Just a little bit though. So we have Breach Boral's effect, um, where if we target a dark monster here, it gains 500 attack. But if it is no longer on the field on resolution of this effect, we can special summon one rocket monster from your deck in defense position instead. So we finally have a Boral that actually synergizes with the rocket. So if we were to Striker target a guy and then Trigger that guy, then it gets destroyed and nothing happens with the Striker. And Striker has like a moderately good effect. So that's exceptionally annoying. But also like, what are we going to actually use to target our guys? And I guess worth mentioning is that this effect can technically be chain blocked. So we could go like Breach Boral, Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, like literally anything. And then Breach Boral will only give that dark monster you control 500 attack. So that's like giga awkward. But technically, there is another way we could use Breach Boral because it's not that specific. It only says a dark monster, so if we want to prevent our opponent from being able to chain block Breach Boral specifically, chain 1 Breach Boral Dragon, chain 2 or 3 Redoer, and then that would work, right? Because Redoer is actually a dark monster, interestingly enough, right? And then you'd be able to special summon your rocket monster. But if you were targeting a rocket, they are when, so they can be chain blocks by your opponent activating literally anything. And then you wouldn't be able to special summon the rocket monster from your deck, and you're just looking sad with your Breach Boral. I mean, you still do technically have 3 monsters, so you have Breach Boral plus whatever it's targeting, I guess, at least. So you're not like that down in the dumps, but kinda sucks. But in the sense that, you know, finally, I have a Link monster to target my rocket monsters with and actually trigger their effects. Insane. And it's actually beneficial to activate the rocket effects in these cases. Nice. And then with Tri-Boral, I guess this could trigger it, but I think you actually do want to do the Reborn like thing, right? Add that other monster from your graveyard to your hand. Wait, it adds a monster from your graveyard to your hand? Wait, what? Any face-up card you control? I guess this is where you're supposed to remove maybe like the field spell or something, or like one of your back row Link monsters, probably, to add a Dark Dragon monster in your graveyard to your hand, right? Not 100% sure on what you do with Tri-Boral at the moment, but whatever. Would be good with Viscerals at least. So if we send like Magma, Cyreneer, whatever, I guess. Boral Shroud, initially on reading this, I missed some things because I don't know, I was trying to get through things quick, but notably, this is only activatable during the main phase, which sucks, so this loses the evenly, randomly, or battle phase droplet that doesn't send any monsters. Like, it's really dumb, but specific, you know? Alright, continuing on. You can target one rocket monster you control, negate the effects of one face-up card your opponent controls, then destroy the targeted monster. So we can just, since it destroys after, we can activate the effect of the monster. So in this case, if it were a rocket monster, we just triggered that effect, and then we still get the negate, despite destroying the rocket card. And of course, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation, which a lot of the high link Boral monsters do have, like Boral Guard, Boral Sword. They all have this kind of protection-ish effect. This, I genuinely don't know what this is for. Your opponent cannot tribute this face-up card on the field. So, firstly, huh? What do you mean tribute this face-up card? Can Boral Shroud be face down as a Link monster? Like, what are you talking about? Just throwing that out there. But, alright. Once while face up on the field, at the start of the battle phase, you can special summon one Link 4 or lower Boral Link monster from your extra deck. Not really sure if this is really relevant for anything. But I mean, I guess that effect is there, you know? And you can trigger this multiple times. If you have some recycling effect, I guess maybe this could come in handy. I guess when you pair this with Bestials, you can recycle stuff with Regain. So it's like a maybe useful effect. And of course, you can resummon Boral Shroud with like Rocket Recharger, I think. In Rocket Recharger, you can easily reborn that with Boral End. And what worth mentioning, I guess, is that if you do not have a rocket monster that you control, you can't do the negate. But yeah, it does have the quick effect to essentially negate a face-up card your opponent controls, and that's a permanent negate, and it cannot be responded to. So, for example, like, if I see Raigeki Chainlink 1, Boral Shroud Chainlink 2, you can't Chainlink on top of this with a droplet. You would have to droplet earlier or later, I guess, right? That's kind of neat in its own sort of way. Somewhat, a little bit, maybe not that much. Following this, we also have like Absurator, which is fine, I guess. In terms of new cards, I guess we're mostly going to be looking at Rocket Loader and then I think Rocket Detonator, yeah. So Detonator, pretty cracked effect, kinda. Really good for, I guess, mostly Link Climb. You can target any Dark Dragon monster card in your spell and trap zone, special summon it, but cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated, but that doesn't prevent you from like removing it from the field, technically, right? I could banish a card, I guess, right? So with SP, I could banish whatever card I summon off of Rocket Detonator, just throwing that out there, and then it'd be able to activate afterwards at some point, which is not that bad, right? But aside from that, if I bring back like a Link 3, a Link 2, whatever, I can just use that to Link Climb. So with Detonator by itself already, that will be like a Link 3 worth of material off of this. But technically, you'd be summoning whatever you equip off of Warlord Fatal Flare Dragon, which notably has the effect of equip it with one Dark Link monster from your graveyard or banishment as an equip spell. So this also adds a rocket monster from your deck to your hand. So we can special summon this, and then this will grab us a copy of Rocket Detonator, and then with Rocket Detonator, if you control a Dark Dragon Link monster, which is not too difficult to have because to add the fusion spell anyways for Warlord Fatal Flare, you can make, I believe it's either Triboral or Breach Boral, I think, right? Add one Boral spell trap. I don't know what Boral spell traps are, actually. I'm confused on this a little bit. Bayonet Punisher isn't one. It just shows up in related cards. Bully. Anyway, Boral Reboot. Execute Protocols is not addable. Boral Regenerators, like kind of a Monster Reborn, I guess. Boral Supplier. Yeah, there's not that much this actually searches for you. But with Triboral, this will add you the new card, right? Double Interlock. And then we can fusion summon by banishing 2 guys. And then we equip the other guy. So we have how much Link material? We have 2 monsters, the fusion plus the 7, and then the Link monster you summon back plus this Link monster. So that's like 4 bodies that add up to potentially around like Link 7 even, which is kind of dumb. So off of just summoning this guy, we could theoretically make, like, I'm not saying this is optimal to do, but we could in theory go into like, well, considering you can link off a link to and then make this with whatever you have left, we can go into let's see, I guess like Boral Sword plus Boral Guard, like that wouldn't be optimal to do, but you could do it, right? This just gets you a lot of materials in general. Real quick, check something though. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. What are you supposed to destroy here? Not really sure. That I'm kind of confused on. I mean, it's an effect. You don't complain about having more effects, only too little effects. You can never have enough. All right. The pull cards, the new ones, pretty damn good, and it synergizes with the rocket monsters that were kind of useless, honestly. Like, you would only play like Rocket Tracer and one other guy. I mean, I guess like Recharger is great because Recharger allows you to kind of like reborn guys, and it becomes like relatively annoying, honestly. So we can reborn, I don't know who we want to reborn necessarily, but you can just reborn a guy. It's any dark, so we could reborn, for example, I guess Time Thief Redoer, if we wanted to. It just has to be a different name from whatever was destroyed. So, for example, if we control Borland, you remove Borland somehow, you destroy my IP, then we can reborn Borland with the effect of Recharger, which is Cure, this guy. And technically, you could use Rocket Recharger alongside the effect of the Boral Shroud because it destroys a monster, technically, right? This is only destroying the targeted monster, though, so maybe not that one. But general idea, I think it's pretty serviceable. And you do spam out a lot of bodies, which honestly was an issue for Rocket pre-support. Like, I think you would genuinely somewhat struggle to get out a Boral Sword or anything more than a Boral Sword worth with pure Rocket. It's actually sad. I mean, if you play some generic cards, you can definitely get to Borland easier, but it's kind of depressing that without generics, you can barely go into like a Boral Sword. You can very consistently Boral load Savage Pass at least. That's something. What this card do again? I genuinely don't remember. You can treat this card as a dragon, and if a Cyberus monster you control would be used as link material for a code target monster, this card in your hand can also be used as material. This card you control would be used as link material for a world monster. One dark monster in your hand can also be used as material. It's okay, I guess. It's not like the best. I don't know, it's like a thematic card or something. Yeah. Also worth mentioning though is with Breach Boral, this actually has insanely good arrows for Pisty. Yeah, you just summon Pisty to this like left zone, and then you have like a zone below Breach Boral where you can just summon like anything, and Pisty can just summon anything, like straight up, right here. During your main phase, you can target one of your dragon monsters that is banished or in your graveyard special summon to your zone that 2 or more like monsters point to. So you really don't need, if you have like, I guess either of these work, right? Both of them have these Pisty arrows. Like all of these guys actually kind of have really good Pisty arrows. So you can just go Pisty, Reborn, whatever. But whatever dragon monster, I guess. Which, I mean, pretty strong, pretty cool, I guess, perhaps. Maybe I'll do a deck build using the kind of rocket cards and seeing what it's capable of now. I do have like a pure rocket video from like pre-support where it's really depressing, honestly, because they really don't do much. It's like, I think it was like Boral Sword control. It was like sad. So yeah, That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.